Welcome back, viewers. We are here for our next installment of Aspen Uprooted. Today we have a special guest, Bruce Hintzen with Hintzen Drywall. Bruce, thanks for being
All right.
on.
Yep.
Appreciate having you. We look forward to hearing all about your drywall business, all the dust you have to deal with on a daily basis.
That's follows me everywhere I go.
How you got them big guns from lifting those drywall sheets over your head.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to this, Bruce, and just from what you're telling us before we even started filming, you have quite the story and how you fell into doing drywall. So
Right.
why don't we start with that? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you...
Born and raised in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, is where I'm from, Fargo area. Graduated high school in '97. Been doing a lot of construction up there, right out of high school there, and then we moved down here. I want to say in '98 we moved down here, working general construction down here, just kind of scratching and surviving. And then a friend of mine from back home called me and said, "Hey, we got an opportunity. You need to check this out." And I was pretty young, I was only 20 years old then. And I'm like, "Okay, what's it about?" So he kind of gave me the info on it, and basically it's joining the union down in Minneapolis, home state anyways. And it didn't take much convincing, and they were offering pretty good money. So that was my first step into hanging full-fledged drywall. That's where I learned how. You know, like the Minnesota Wild hockey arena. That's where I learned. That was my very first big job I got to do in the union. So, and it's just been a learning step from there. I learned a lot. You know, there was a lot you had to learn pretty fast, pretty fast pace. Did that for about 3 years. And then we decided to move back up to Fargo. Didn't really know what I wanted to do. I got tired of the union. A lot of politics with the union, so it wasn't for me. So that's when I started talking to other people, and they're like, "Why don't you just start your own business? You got 3 years under your belt now." And so I did. I started out, learned as I go. A lot of influencers on my side of the family that kind of said, you know, do this, do that. And, but it was kind of pick it up. Started out with tool bag, handguns. That's all I had. Just kind of the bare necessities, and just kind of picked up. Did quality work, make sure it was done right, and then word of mouth. People just, you know, I started picking up a lot of jobs, and that way. And word of mouth is your best advertisement. There's just, you know, that's been a firm belief in that for a long time. So, and I just been kind of rolling after that. And then me and my brother were partners back then, pretty young. I took it more seriously than he did. We went about a year there, and then we just was like, man, my wife was doing tech school for some hospital stuff she was wanting to do. So she got offered a job down here in October of 2003, and I made a decision. I ran an ad down here at the Journal, and just starting out down here, and I started out, got my first gig down here, and then we moved down here, and it's been going wide open ever since. Ever since. There's no regrets. You know, I just kind of learn as you go. Built my way up. You know, so work up the corporate ladder. You know, so got incorporated. I can't remember what year that was. You know, but I was just keep on grinding. You know, and just met a lot of cool people along the way. A lot of people. You know, that's the cool part. You get to meet different people. You know, and just kind of go that route. Is, you know, no regrets. But it's been about 25 years, give or take. A month I've been strictly hanging drywall and drywall only, you know.
Wow.
Yep. So I take it pretty seriously, you know.
And usually we ask the question, one of the questions we ask is, what's your favorite type of customer? But I think you just answered it there. You really don't have one. You just like meeting people from all over.
There's no such thing as, you know, you meet so many different people, different cultures, you know, a lot of stories, a lot of BS, and just kind of get to know people, you know. That works big in this town. I mean, I get calls after jobs I've done for 4 or 5 years, and I don't hear from people, and they say, "Hey, you did a job for so-and-so back 4 or 5 years ago, and they recommended you. I'd really like you to do mine." So you feel obligated to, you know, go out of your way and do it, help them out, because, you know, you want to help take care of those people, you know, because there's people that aren't trusted, and there's people that are, you know, so you want to keep that rapport with people. That's what I believe in, you know.
Referrals are big in this town for sure.
It's your best advertisement. It's absolutely your best advertisement.
Definitely.
You know, so you just kind of roll with the punches, you know, with the interest rates going up like they did. It's been a struggle there. You know, payroll goes up, everything goes up, so you kind of got to adjust as you go. You know, not every job pays the same, you know, so you just kind of got to roll with those hills and, you know, play the field a little bit. So I mean, yeah, everything's worked out good. You know, employees, you can do the payroll thing and the workman's comp and all that stuff. And you know, I do it all bags on. I'm still on the job. I got 2 good crews that have been with me for about 13 years. And they just get it done. We average about 5 houses a week is what we average.
Wow.
Yeah. On the low side, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But when it's fairly busy, we schedule out at least. For a while, they always scheduled out 5 months. But you know, with the market now, it tapered down a little bit. More manageable, less stressful.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice, kind of chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been great.
And that's cool. You've had almost, it sounds like the same crew for the past 13 years, because then that efficiency,
It's very
it
efficient.
grows.
I just tell them the address, what corners you're putting on, so I can get it set up for the finishers. You know, a lot of times you wrap windows and any details like that, they're done. Send me the sheet count and on to the next one.
Yeah.
You know, clean it up, sweep it out, and professional as you can be.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Because that's pretty hard to find, and with hangers, especially. I don't want to, like, you know, but it's a tough job. You know, right up with concrete and roofing. You know.
Yeah.
But my body's conditioned for it. You know.
Sure.
But I've been doing it a long time.
So how many hours would you say you're working a week then when you're doing that, when you're
Well,
that
it
busy?
depends. I try to get about 7, 8 hours bags on, but sometimes it's 6 because you got a lot of paperwork, a lot of, you know, banking, a lot of this. I got to make sure I pay guys every Friday, make sure everybody's paid. You know, paid guys are guys that show up on Monday kind of thing, you know, so yeah, but it's a lot. I don't have a secretary. I got a good CPA and I kind of do everything myself for the most part.
Sure.
So it can be stressful. It
Yeah.
can be very stressful. I forget things sometimes, but
Yeah.
you know,
A lot of moving parts.
a lot of moving parts. Yeah.
So what's your biggest job you've done here in the Black Hills?
Oh boy, I've done a few. The Welfleet Center or the old McKee.
Okay.
That big job. I can't even tell you how many sheets were in there. I had 20 hangers on in that job. I was bags off there for a while because that was a lot of babysitting.
Yeah.
But it turned out in the end that was for Skull. That RAI job, that rural Native American job in the valley.
Okay.
That was a big one. We did that one. I just finished up the 28th bomb wing on Ellsworth.
Oh,
That
wow.
was a challenging
Okay.
job. That one was about 1,300 sheets of drywall on that one. We got that one done. Just me and my guy got it done in about 3.5 weeks.
Oh, goodness.
Wow.
That's pretty interesting job. I can't get into the details on
Sure.
that one, but it's pretty high profile.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So no, that's one of the fun things. You get to every job is a different job. Nothing's the same. You know, some of them get monotonous, but you know, for the most part, everything's kind of mixes it up. Like tomorrow, I got to go to Mr. Liquors and hang some Den's glass outside.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, I got to go outside and do some drywall work.
Oh, so looking forward to that getting done, because we live out that direction.
Right.
So
It's handy.
the faster, the better, Bruce. Come on. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm
Got to
doing my
support
part.
Dan's drinking habit,
Yeah.
apparently, that he doesn't
Do
have.
it for me. Yeah.
Right.
Well, and I was on your guys', I think maybe it was your Facebook, and I saw you guys, you've also done like a firehouse recently too.
Yep. Did
So-
that. Yeah, I got my drywall page on Facebook. I
Yeah.
have a lot of different jobs. I've done some pretty wicked custom jobs for guys in the hills. I mean, that's some pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Met a lot of cool people from Nebraska. They built a Solder hog farm, big hog farm, built a beautiful house, you know. And
Sure.
So I got some big builders. I'm on the home builders. So, I mean, it's a pretty big network. We all work together. They know what my prices stay the same. They know what I charge. They know what to expect. So it kind of flows like it's supposed to for the most part, you know, if it stays on schedule.
Sure.
You know, but there's always scheduling hiccups, you know. So it's kind of part of it. You just got to adjust your schedule.
Waiting for other contractors.
Yeah, you always got to
framers.
keep a couple houses out there, you know.
Yeah.
But it's got back in a little bit more commercial. I stepped out of commercial for a little while. Just did the small ones, but I got back into the commercial side a little bit more. So yeah, just kind of more diversified,
Sure.
you know. So because I get calls from guys all the time, you know. I
Yeah.
was like, if I can get you done, we'll get you done. You know? So
So hanging drywall is a physical job.
Very.
How much does normal sheet of plywood or drywall weigh?
I think 4x12 5/8 runs about 110 pounds a sheet.
Wow.
So that's
Ballpark. Yeah,
impressive.
Right in there. Yeah.
Because most of your guys, I'm sure, carry that by themselves
Yeah.
and
Oh, I still do.
throw it up. And, yeah.
Not like I used to though. You know, if me and my guy get 50 sheets a day between the two of us, we're doing pretty good.
Goodness. Wow.
Every day is arm day.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, this whole shoulder he'll probably need surgery pretty soon, but
Yeah.
Yeah, the old rotator cuff, but
So how have you seen in the 25 years that you've been doing it, how have you seen technology advance in your line of work? What changes have you seen?
a lot of, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, a lot of different lighting options nowadays. So
Mm-hmm.
we're not like this basement job I'm doing now. There's no lights. I have to router out. They cut them in later. They just do the slip-in can styles. I mean, there's just a lot of cool different things now with
Mm-hmm.
lighting, internet deals, but nothing too crazy as far as on my end,
Mm-hmm.
Um,
How about like tools for your trade? How have they progressed over
oh,
the
everything's
years?
pretty much all cordless now.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's pretty much cordless. Um, for convenience reasons, it's pretty nice. I don't have to worry about OSHA or somebody stopping by and finding me for cut cords because the cords are just a pain in the butt.
Right.
Sure.
I try to keep everything all cordless. It's quicker. You're not tripping over cords, so it's more of a safe thing.
Yeah.
So
I know. I think my phone must have been listening to me because I got a reel about drywall tools.
Yeah.
And this guy
Yeah.
had this. He's pumping the mud out of the bucket, and then it was like a taper and mud all in one tube, and so you
Right.
could just run it up the wall and cut
Right.
it off. And
yep,
that was
they run
kind of cool.
bazookas. That's what
Yep.
they run bazookas. That stuff is pretty technical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can shave a lot of time off a job with those things.
Sure.
So yeah.
So you like using those new gadgets, trying them out?
Sometimes they just get to be a more headache than what they're worth. But
Sure.
I keep it to the basics. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you've had 13 years of doing it that specific way, where you've got your efficiency
Yeah,
again.
yeah. I like routines.
get
I'm a
that.
routine kind of guy, and I don't like to switch unless
Yeah.
it's it's like, oh wow, yeah, I got to do this kind of thing. But yeah, for the most part, I keep it all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know very little about drywall. Like I touch a power tool and it bursts into flames. I call it the incompetence touch, not the Midas touch. But anyway, so what are the signs of high quality craftsmanship that a person should look for when they're looking at drywall installation? How can they tell that it was done well?
Clean joints. Everything's tight. Not every drywall delivered to the job is going to be in perfect shape. You try to cut those off and burn them up in different places. Clean screw patterns, clean routering. That's boxes is a huge one.
Okay.
Finisher will be your best friend if they don't have to sit there and flat tape and pre-fill all that stuff.
Sure.
So I mean, a little pride goes a long ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'll have every taper finisher wanting you to come and do their stuff for the most part. So yeah, there's a lot to it.
Sure.
I've done come in and finish jobs from other people. They thought they could do it. Your average home would think they could save some money, and
Yep.
they went, I need a bailout, and we come over there and it's like, ooh, interesting,
What
So,
happened
and
here?
we try to make it work, and I've seen some pretty gnarly stuff, but it all works out in the end.
Sure.
You just gotta. I've done some remodels, where the old popcorn ceiling texture, how do you take care of that? Some guys scrape it off, and some guys overlay it. So I mean, there's just many different factors that play into jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So on your crew, do you strictly hang drywall, or do you have mutters and
No, I
tapers?
strictly hang only. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So you sub out all the other finish work?
I work with a lot of good finishers. I just say, hey, give this guy a call, let him know I called you, and he will get you taken care of. And if he can't do it, and it's too far out, a lot of people have tight schedules. I got a slew of other ones I work with.
Sure.
So.
And is that more of a convenience thing for you, or you just don't want to get into it?
Yeah, I don't have the patience really to finish. It's pretty tedious,
Yeah.
And I know back in the day when I started, there was a lot of guys that hung it and finished it. But you're on a job for quite a while, so you can't really pick up more builders as you go, or it takes you a while. So yeah, and a lot of guys don't like hanging drywall. A lot of those finishers don't. They just rather have somebody else come in and do it that do it.
Texture it?
Yep.
Call it
Yeah.
good?
Yep. So no, it's been an interesting experience.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of cool jobs.
So when drywall is done incorrectly, can that affect the stability of a building? Like how can that negatively impact
Not necessarily.
not necessarily?
Drywall is not a structural. It's kind of pretty porous. I mean,
Gotcha.
it'll move if the house, newer houses will settle, contract, and expand a little bit.
Okay.
For the most part, drywall will flex and move
Okay.
a little bit. Because there's people ask, well, how many screws you put in a sheet? Well, you don't want to put too many because you're just wasting time and money at that point. There's just a certain amount. Just all you need. So.
Sure. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm learning some stuff. Like I said, I know
Yep.
I know nothing about this. So
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's a lot to learn, believe it or not. Get clean cuts around your boxes. And, you
sure.
know, so yeah, it's a lot.
So if someone wants to get into that business, like wants to start learning how to do that, can you think of any advice to give them, like any qualities that they should have before they?
The best thing to do is work for somebody for a little while, just kind of learn, learn from somebody who's been in the trade for a while. That way you get the right habits.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, a lot of people, I'm sure, try it and there's like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And they just can't quite, you know, before you know it, you got a bunch of messed up sheets or whatever. You know, it's just best to, you know, and some guys can do it on their own, just start out and do it. I mean, it's just kind of
Right.
how everybody operates,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
So I was forced to learn it fast. I
Yeah.
was forced to learn it in the union because I didn't have any experience.
Sure.
So
So if Miles and I wanted to learn it, we could send a film crew and you could show us the ropes.
the basics. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to.
That would be bad.
Ah, oh,
No.
come on.
No.
Something to fall back on.
He
Yeah.
gave me a quote. He's going to be doing my garage here soon because I
Oh,
do
there
not
you
want to
go.
learn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah.
And another question I had too, is there like different types of drywall depending on what
Oh,
you,
yeah.
yeah?
Yeah. There's quiet rock. A lot of people don't know about that. A lot of motels use that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a sound resistant.
Okay. Yep.
We hang a lot of resilient channel, sound channel they call it. It's a 1/2 inch channel. Apartments, motels. A lot of homeowners want that on their ceilings to stop the sound from transferring through.
Sure.
It
Okay.
just keeps the mass of the drywall off the ceiling, so it slows the sound down, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So there's many different applications,
Sure.
you know, on how you want to stop sound if that's what you're after. There's all sorts of different 1/2 inch, 5/8. You know, FBM used to carry like 8 foot, 9 foot, 10 foot, and you can order all the way up to custom 16-foot lengths. So I mean, whatever,
Less seams that way.
less seams is the less butt joints. Seams is the key. Yep. So
So, for people that don't know, because I don't know, what is drywall made out of? Because I know it's paper, obviously, but
it's
what's the-
recycled components, like chalk is what I like to call it. Chalk. That's why it's so dusty. So like 5/8 has fiberglass in it. You'll see it when you cut it, you break it open, you can see all the fiberglass in there. That's what
Okay.
adheres to it. So I mean, it is. Some companies do it different. Some roll it and some press it. That's what determines how thick or how dense that drywall is.
Okay.
Yep. There's different styles, like National Gypsum. Theirs is way different. It's harder to hang because it's I think it's pressed, so it makes it dense like Duro Rock. I mean, it's
Oh,
hard
wow.
to screw spin out a lot easier with that stuff.
Sure.
But a lot of guys use it on commercial because it's more durable. You know.
So when you try to punch a wall when you're mad, it's
I
going to
wouldn't
break your
recommend it
hand.
'cause you most likely hit a stud or something and end up with a cast.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, there's a lot of different materials out there you
Sure.
can apply. for
Okay.
sure. Yep.
And when you go to that sound resistant stuff, does the price then go up quickly, or is it not?
No, it's not as bad as one would think. You know, I just charge by the stick when I hang it. You know, like the basement I just did yesterday. There's only 20 sticks on the ceiling. It's charged by the stick. Put my stilts on, hang it. You're done in about an hour, and throw the drywall on it. You know, but yeah, it just keeps the mass off the ceiling so it doesn't transfer sound so fast.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've asked some other people who have been on the show. I always find it interesting just to ask. So like during COVID, how did that affect you? Did that slow you way down, or were you able to? No, not at all.
Do you
Yep.
skip a beat? There
Yeah.
was some frustrating parts because you know the whole the unknowns.
Sure.
Come to a homeowner, they expect you to wear a mask.
Yeah.
And you played it, you did it.
Sure.
You know, you moved on. But yeah, for a while, some of the suppliers weren't even delivering to houses.
Wow.
I showed up to a basement job out at the Elks, and had our masks on and everything. Played the game a little bit there, and they set the drywall right outside on the concrete pad, so I had to carry it all in.
Oh,
It's
man.
like, because normally they'll stock it for me,
Yep.
stage it where I need it.
Yep.
So yeah, so there was some challenging stuff there.
Sure.
But it wasn't nothing we couldn't handle as far as, you know, the construction side stayed pretty good.
Sure.
We kind of had that boom during COVID here, anyway, with building.
We were
and-
booming for quite a while there. And things tapered down a little bit now, more manageable. You know, but it'll kick back up again. So
Yeah.
I just read an article that lumber was finally back down to
Yes.
maybe pre-COVID prices.
Right.
Is that the same thing with drywalls? Prices
no,
come back
prices
down?
are still kind of up there, believe it or not, a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Well, and then everybody's labor rates are going up, so it depends. If you go to Menards, yeah, it's probably a little cheaper. But if you have Connects or FBM deliver it, they're going to tack on a pretty big fee for stocking now. I mean, like $4 a sheet
Wow.
to stock it extra, versus used to be $1 a sheet. You
Sure.
know, so there's all different factors. If you want to save money, if it were me, hire it out. You know, I
Right.
wouldn't want to carry 400 sheets into a house.
Yeah.
So
It's a lot of work.
yeah.
So what's your area of operation, Bruce? Do you mainly operate here in this?
Anywhere in the Black Hills. I go
Anywhere
all the way
Black-
down to. I've been down to Pringle. Don't go down it very often. Hot
Sure.
Springs, quite a bit. Spearfish is a big one. Sturgis. Licensed over there in Sturgis. You got in Mee County as well. So yeah, kind of all over. Yeah,
Okay.
I do quite a bit over there. I got some stuff coming up in Phillip for some clients over there. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
about the furthest I really want to go.
Oh, I was just going to ask you, do you have any interest in expanding more? You're pretty.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
we can get out there. I mean,
Yeah.
if you get out too far, I got to put a fuel surcharges all.
Sure.
But my prices are usually the same.
Yeah.
You know, it's either I raise my prices on that side or I charge a little fuel. You know, then I got no problem. Just send the guys and they get her done.
Yeah.
You know, so everything works out good. If you're
Cool.
upfront with people and say, hey, this is what it is. This is my price. I charge you the same as all my builders. I'll just charge you the fuel. We'll get you done.
Yeah.
You know, so can't expect my guys to drive for free or whatever.
Oh,
But,
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
but
And
yeah, we go quite a ways.
yeah.
Yep.
So you mentioned that it can be a stressful job. So we were talking a little bit about football beforehand. Is that how you unwind? As you go watch a football game during the football season?
Oh
Or
yeah,
how does-
yeah. I
Yep.
like my football and just kind of chilling out and relaxing a little bit and
Okay.
watch it on the big screen. you
Yep.
know.
I think
So-
being a Vikings fan might be more stressful than his job, though.
Yeah,
You
well,
get stressed out at work, go watch football,
We,
get
we,
more
we drink
stressed.
a little bit of liquid to help that.
Yep.
You know, to offset that.
Sure.
The wife
Yeah.
stays upstairs so I don't yell at too loud.
Vikings fans are the best screamers. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
What are you doing? Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. So
Well, Bruce. Oh, go ahead, Miles. You were going to
I was
ask.
just gonna say I know a lot of contractors too, as they grow, and with this town, how things are growing so quickly with apartment buildings and houses.
Right.
Do you prefer to do like new construction houses and commercial, or do you still take small, just like one-off
I'll
jobs?
do just about whatever I can sneak in. I mean, there's no limit on what really. It would have to be pretty bad for you're gonna want to get a general in here for this one kind of thing. But for the most part, we do it all. Do it all. I prefer new construction, but can't have it all. You know?
Sure.
I got a demo job I'm gonna do in over by Sturgis here on August 1st. Pretty big demo job, you know, and the guys are all for it, you know. So we're gonna do it, you know. Tearing drywall off instead of
Sledgehammers.
applying it. We're gonna tear it off this time.
Yeah.
Makes everyone happy when you swing a
different.
sledgehammer.
Yeah,
I
kind
was
of
gonna
mix it
say, there's that market for those. I don't care what do they call them, like rage plate, like
Rage rooms?
Yeah, rage rooms. Like you can just
Oh,
get to do that.
yeah.
You're, you know,
Everyday
yeah.
life.
up. Yep. So yeah.
Well, if people wanted to employ you for your services, Bruce, how could they get a hold of you, or how can they contact you to do that?
My cell number is 605-484-2846. They can Facebook or Messenger. Just leave me a message on my cell phone. It's probably the best way to get a hold of me.
Okay,
Just leave me a voicemail and I return phone calls.
awesome.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, you've been a member a long time, Bruce. We love helping
Yep.
you when you come in. You're an
This is a
awesome
great
guy.
bank. Aspen is probably bar none the best experience I've dealt with. You guys have trusted me since I started here, and it's been awesome.
Well,
So,
thank you for that, Bruce.
He's one of our biggest supporters on Facebook. He's always
Yeah.
liking
Yeah, I'm
everything we
always
post.
chatting.
So,
Yep.
he will get
Yeah.
back to you on Facebook for sure. Because
right? Oh yeah, I'm always on. Yeah, I'm on it too much, but
it's easy to do.
No, you guys have been good to me, and yeah, I just you don't find that too often, you know.
Yeah.
So
We take pride in that. We enjoy helping people get their feet out on, you know, started on their feet and
Right.
growing. So
well,
yeah.
you don't feel like a number. You know?
Yeah.
Everybody knows you, and everybody wants to chat with you and say, hey, how's it going? You know. And,
Yep.
Yeah. So
Well, thank you for that, Bruce. So,
yeah, no problem. Yep. So
Well, thanks so much for being on. We appreciate
absolutely.
it.
Thank you for
And
having me.
If you're looking for drywall services, get in touch with Hintzen Drywall. He will take care of you. Make sure your house look brand new. Give us a like and a follow on YouTube, Spotify, or Amazon Music. You can follow this podcast. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. Until next
Aspen Uprooted.